Fight man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV.
All right, man. Eddie Hearn is now saying in an interview on somebody's YouTube channel that he wants to make the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight at 154 pounds. If you know, he said he want to make the fight up there. He said they want to try to get Jaron Ennis as undisputed if possible, which is going to be tough. We already talked about that in another video. But thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. So yeah. He said that he want to try to make the Crawford fight at 154, and he want to try to, make that fight. I guess that's a counter to Crawford going to 54 and all that stuff, and that's who they want to go after. Obviously, Fondor with PBC, Zoo with PBC. Not sure about Matamov and Vakram, whatever the WBA and IBF title holder. But that would be funny is these motherfuckers be wanting to dog you out in the media, like Eddie Hearn. He said some wild ass shit about Crawford and Canelo. Said Crawford might not show up fight night. I don't have no money for Crawford. He want too much money. All the shit he was saying over the years, and now y'all want to target and y'all want to work with him. Put the bread up. Simple as that. Put the bread up. You know what I'm saying? You pay the man, he get in the ring and do the job. And what's so funny is that's how life is. People expect for you to slander their name and dog their name out, and then expect for you to work with them and give you a deal. Absolutely not. Ain't no deal. The more you slander my name, the more the ticket go up. And that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? The more shit you talk, that's why you really shouldn't talk shit, because you never know when you gonna need somebody on the way up, on the way down, on the straight and narrow, or on the wavy ass path. You don't know. And now y'all wanna, you wanna fight this guy. Like, we all know that the man came out publicly and said he offered the nigga to fight twice. He said no. He hopped out the WBA to go to the IBF. This is a clout chase. They not about making that fight for real. It's a serious clout chase. And, he ain't going to put the money up that's necessary for that man to get in the ring. It's as simple as that. Nobody batted an eye when PBC gave Tim Zoo $10 million to fight Fondor. And I guarantee you that pay-per-view it probably ain't even do 10,000 buys. I'm telling you. That pay-per-view did 10,000 buys. That ain't reported. They reported Keith Thurman did about 30. At least that leak. He did about 30. They ain't leaked shit about Fondor and Tim Zoo. Guarantee you 10,000 people. If they did, barely 10,000 people bought that pay-per-view. Barely. They could find all this money for this guy and that guy and all that, but when it come to Terence Crawford, they can't find the money. It's crazy to me. This is something that they should be discussing. Like I said, if Jaron Ennis wanted to fight before he signed with somebody, he should have called Terence Crawford up and was like, okay, man, let's see if we can shop this fight around. You want to do this? Motherfuckers don't want to fight. They could have went to Turkey Al Sheik and they could have got the fight popping. Come on. They could have did that. He can go up and wait and challenge Israel Matamov. He can go up and wait and challenge Virgil Ortiz. He could put himself in the position to challenge the WC, WBO title holder. All they doing is clout chasing Terence Crawford. I'm telling you, anytime somebody offered you a fight 2 times and you could have been the mandatory, you jumped out, it's just a clout chase. They trying to attach his name to his name, and he's going to get knocked out. I'm telling y'all. He fight Bud right now, he's going to get knocked out. Now it was all, man, Bud done that once. Well, we go to 54 now. Okay, you want to go to 54? Fight Virgil Ortiz then. Ain't that who you supposed to be fighting? Prove yourself. Like, you ain't even the main event. At least Virgil then been a couple main events. He ain't the main event his next fight. First time with the Lord May. Like, Jaron Ennis don't have a name. Any fight that would have made him a name, they passed up on a fight with Blair Cobb in the area would have blew his name up. A fight with Adrian Broner could have blew his name up. Who else we got the fuck up out there? They could be building his name up and he fighting on undercard, but you got to understand, PBC didn't have much skin in the game. He was a Showtime affiliate. He was signed to Showtime. So PBC wasn't going to put him on a pedestal to be the star of the show. They gave some good spots. He was on the Tank undercard and he failed to impress. Let's not forget that. He looked clueless versus Kieran Shurkerjan. So if they were serious about getting in the ring with the man, BOK Prime would have paid him more money than Eddie Hearn paying him right now for a single fight. Avanesian, they said he made a bunch of fucking money fucking with BOK Prime. And what's so funny, he going around, calling guys out and stuff. He know what's going on behind the scenes. They said we want to be 47, in order to be undisputed. We can't be undisputed. We want Crawford at 54. Well, we'll see. I guess they want to wait till Crawford get a couple belts, then go up there and get them. But if that's the case, then you got to facilitate that to happen, to be in my opinion. You got to get Crawford to sign, or you got to come with a dollar amount for him to be committed to get in there and fight. And I think what was sweetening the pot for Eddie Hearn that really land a death blow to his competition, and is if he able to land the Canelo fight for Terence Crawford. Okay, you fight Boots and we could do the Canelo fight. That's what, if he don't have the money up front for the Jaron Boots Ennis fight, or he ain't willing to pull that money for Jaron Boots Ennis, and the zone to show time and time again they really ain't trying to push no black star. That's why they let Demetrius Andrade get up out of there. That's why they let Devin Haney cross the street the way he crossed the street. You notice they ain't never let Munguia cross the street. The reason Munguia didn't fight Jamal Charlo, they had a deal in play. I believe in the zone wanted to be part of it. So PBC was like, hell no. You got to remember, Munguia ain't completely crossed the street. It's a joint pay-per-view between Prime and the zone. And fighters that they value, Ryan Garcia, wasn't that him and Tank a joint pay-per-view? And the fighters that they value, bro, you know what I'm saying? Other than Canelo, because he could do what he want to do. And the fighters they value, they don't let them cross the street completely. They don't cross the street completely. So at the end of the day, Eddie Hearn is going to have to come up with the bag for the Jaron Boots Ennis fight. And that's going to take time, because then you got to build Jaron Ennis up so the fight can become lucrative. Like he don't have a following. And this is why in the press release they were saying we want to build him up in Philadelphia first. The more activity, get good. Do people in his own city really know where he at? Can he sell out a big venue in Philadelphia, Atlantic City? Those are things you got to ask. So you got to build the commodity up. And how long Terence Crawford got left in the game? That's the problem. Jaron Boots Ennis ain't put himself in the position to be syndicated across the world. Shit, at least across the country. A lot of people don't know who he is. Amazing talent. A lot of people do. You hear people say, oh, he nice. You see the highlights. He like Roy Jones. Woo, woo, woo. But he's done a abysmal job of marketing himself outside of boxing. He's done an abysmal job, bro. But then again, on the flip side of that, he a worker. So he stay in the gym. He stay just, he a gym rat. That's the difference. Crawford was the same way. He was a gym rat before he had to get out here and figure out how to do these interviews. You got to find the balance. You got to do interviews. You got to do brand deals. You got to do podcasts. You got to try to cross over the pop. That's how you going to get those fights. That's how you going to get people to put money behind you. But if he was serious about fighting the man, he would have called the man directly and said, what can we work out? Can we shop this fight and how much money you need? He ain't serious about fighting, bro. He know he ain't where he need to be at brand level wise. Skill level wise, yeah. Why not? Can't be no worse than Errol Spence. But as far as the branding and all that, so they laying out a plan. At best case scenario, they'll fight the man next year. That's the plan they laying out. We can get him next year. This year they ain't gonna get him. Because if they talking about him going up, and if you're going to fight him at 54, you're going to want him to get a strap at least. So you lucky if you see Crawford fight twice this year. There's a rumor that Canelo could be fighting over in the Middle East in December. Could be versus Bud. That's a wrap then. Once he fight Canelo, I mean, you know, even if he win, I think you ride off in the sunset. Even I don't believe he will. I think at that point you ride off into the sunset. You know, and what they really need to be angling for is Virgil Ortiz handling his business, coming back 100%. Boots handling his business, and that's the fight they need to be trying to make. You know, everything else is secondary. That's a fight that need to be built up. And if Matamov, Fondora, Zoo, and Zoo was talking about moving up not too long ago. Let's not forget, Zoo was talking about moving on up. So Matamov and Backrom and Fondora, you know, cleaning up that shit, and then you know Ortiz and Ennis fight for undisputed. You know, now y'all on the same network. That's a possibility. But the way you know him to get Bud, I mean, it had to be at next year at the best case scenario. Who knows? If Bud fight for the WBA and WBO, who knows? He might go up to the to 54 and 60 to get a belt. And I think that'll be it if he can't get Canelo. But it is what it is. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Kick, Facebook, the whole nine. Find me everywhere there. Peace.